Chris, you've got some handy drives on Friday night. Just before we talk about those, some of them unfortunately drawn awkwardly. Lady Willoughby has gained a start in the breeders, but unfortunately not a very good draw.
No, it's not. She's fortunate enough to get the start in it, and ultimately that was the goal why she went over there, was to try and make the final of the Breeders' Crown, and we've got there in one way or another, so she's where we were hoping to be anyway, but average draw, so we'll need a bit of luck, but you never know what might happen. Hopefully there'll be some other drivers and trainers hoping that they've got chances to be a bit of an exciting race.
It's unfortunate how things can pan out. Barrier 2 in the Consolation, she looked awfully hard to beat in that race.
Yeah, I think the Consolation was sort of hers, but it's only 20 grand stake money, and the one she's in's worth 297,000. So there's no brainer which one you want to go in. That from a bad draw, even still. So we'll see how she figures up. But she certainly in a heat didn't disgrace herself and prove that she deserved to be there.
Certainly did. Drives on Friday night. Absolute Steel kicks things off in the Suppressor, a race for 3-year-olds. Drawn barrier 4 with a bit of class on the inside, especially class of Tara off the pole.
Oh, look, it's an exceptional field, Wes. I think from the draw he's got, we were hoping for class of Tara's draw, and he got that last week. Unfortunately, had broken gear, so I guess it was just rubbing salt in the wound.
And that barrier 1 can take a long time to come around again.
Yeah, it certainly does. But yeah, in that field, without analysing it too much, there just seems to be too many class runners in that.
In the free range leg ham, Turbo Gold's drawn 4. It's a mobile over 21.30. Barrier 4's an awkward draw for him.
Yeah, it is. I think he's been he's normally a good standing start horse, but he hasn't been as brilliant of late. So I think Matt switched him back to the mobile and hoped for a draw, and he hasn't got that. But we'll need luck in running.
Better chance in the Porchetta stand. From barrier 2, Rock Your Baby. Past 2 runs have been very good. Went very close in the Botra Cup.
Yeah, he did. Probably he was. I reckon. I thought Chardon's Rocket would put a bit more pressure on Sallywood, knowing she was a bit weaker, but he didn't do that until the later half of the race. And in my opinion, Chardon's Rocket went unders anyway, and that probably cost us winning, I think. But the mare was too good on the night, and he ran a good race, and he's certainly, in my opinion, got a good let up in this race, and I'd be expecting him to finish top 3.
It looks a good stand, doesn't it? Bobby Teal's drawn the pole. You've got Pacific Black and Thump and back, Sallywood, the Botra Cup winner. And then the back markers off 20, all hall runners, Benjamin Banneker, Northview Punter, Our Arlington. It's a cracking race.
Yeah, Our Arlington, he goes all right, but, they've got to give us a handicap. So I think he was an M3, M4 at one stage, Rock Your Baby. So he's in an M1 now off the front line in an M1 or better stance.
Very hard to beat. Murray's also got at Princeton engaged in race 5, the qualifier for the Schrader at Princeton, barrier 6. This is where the good draws start.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, the easiest way to get positions in races with barrier draws, and doesn't look like we'll get one from out there. But, he was a good winner 2 starts ago in a bit weaker company. So as soon as he gets to draw to lead or something like that, he'll be winning another race, that's for sure.
Zach's Nugget hasn't fared too badly for Kate Howson in the Scott Riley Memorial. Barrier 3 did things wrong off the pole last start.
Yeah, probably. I mean, barriers for that type of horse, he does have a bit of history of he's a hard horse to handle, I suppose. I've never driven him before, but just what I've seen him over the past sort of 4 or 5 years. Probably 1 wasn't a great draw, because you really had to muster speed for the type of horse he was, and maybe that caught him out. I think 3's probably better for him. Maybe the 2 might try and lead, but I'll be dead keen to hold the breeze. I won't be letting nothing get past me in that. He's a tough as nails horse, and he trialled on Sunday. I didn't get to see it, but I spoke to Chris King, and he beat Leda McNally, and if Leda McNally drew through in 3 in this race, I reckon she'd go pretty close to winning.
Fair point. Just touching on Leda McNally, it's unfortunate the mare's race fell over.
Yeah, definitely. I just mentioned before, the trial, Zach's Nugget and Leda McNally, 156-1 for a mile rate. They'll both be good drives on a Friday night. So unfortunately, that race didn't hold up, and she's not racing, and he is, from what I think is not a bad draw.
Looks a good chance. In race number 7, the Princey Butcher's Pace, Red Salute. He's had the 2 runs back from a spell, but over the 17.30, barrier 7, we can just save him for another night.
Yeah, he's he's done a tremendous job to get to an M6 mark, and Ross has won most of those metro races with him, so he's done a good job with him. But he's sort of on that mark now that, you know, in these races where it's preference on M class, he really needs a draw and he can't get that. And then when he can get draws, he's got to race David Hercules on the Mighty Quinn, and they've probably just got the edge on him. So he's in that question mark of a band of probably a dozen horses in WA that really is limited racing for him.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's not enough races for that bracket, probably M4 through to M8. Ticket to nowhere in race 8, the Capretto. Barrier 6 for this mare is a tough draw.
Yeah, she was also nominated in the mares race. That didn't hold up, which probably would have been more suitable for her from a better draw. But yeah, like you said, it's tough from out there.
I'm not putting the whitewash on some of these, but Donovan Maguire in the pathway, barrier 7. He really does need an inside draw.
He does. Yeah, he ran a good third 2 starts ago, a good 5th last start, and then really he's got thrown a hurdle in front of him on Friday with a barrier 7. Like I said, a lot of these is just they needed their draws and they haven't got them. So there's probably a couple there to follow of mine, and the others wait for a rainy day.
Looks like a mixed night. I reckon there's a double there.
Well, it could be, you know, there could be a double there. I thought yesterday at Pinjarra I would get a winner, and that gives me chills, and that didn't pop up, and then I sort of could have gone home with my head between my legs, and then all of a sudden Charlesy got looks promising home. So you never know. Maybe there's something else there.
It's an amazing caper. Best of luck on Friday night.
No worries. Thanks very much, Wes.